On the US side, what's happening, or rather India-US relationship, what's happening, that's also a very interesting facet of the current conversations going on. The Prime Minister came here, and within a few months we had the return visit of President Obama to India. And during that visit, a huge number of agreements and MOUs were signed. And obviously it covered the entire gamut. As you might be perhaps aware, there are about 40 working groups at the government level between India and the United States. It covers areas like space, it covers areas like cyber security, homeland security, science and technology, health, education, you name it, and almost on every issue there is a government-to-government meeting happening every year. In fact, this month we are expecting that our trade ministers and our foreign ministers will be meeting in DC very soon, before the Prime Ministers meet. There is going to be a dialogue on trade and strategic matters. I'm saying this just to give you a feeling that, at the highest level between our two countries, the relationship is simply extraordinary. Just to give you another example, India is emerging as the largest buyer of defense products and equipment from the United States of America. And we have only recently signed a 10-year framework agreement with the United States, not only for exports of defense products, but also for co-development and co-production. And when you do co-production and co-development, essentially what it means is there will be a very, very intense cooperation. Already in the last few years, India has bought 10 billion worth of defense products from the United States. So this cooperation, which is not talked about much, is going to occupy a very, very important position in our relationship. Our trade as of now is about $100 billion US, which is really does not fully reflect the potential that we have. So therefore both the governments have decided that we will build the relationship, trade relationship, take it to about 100 billion in the next few years. Sorry, 500 billion to the next few years from the current level of 100 billion. So this is we have, as I mentioned earlier, there is this 100 smart cities India is going to build. Where will the money come from? So already Government of India has tied with the United States to receive expertise and assistance for 3 smart cities. One in Ajmer, then Allahabad, Ajmer, and there's one more in South Visakhapatnam, if I'm not mistaken. So already governments are discussing, 2 governments are discussing, and smart cities is a smart concept, but it is not a uniform concept. What would be smart in the Himalayan region would not be smart, for example, in South, where only 3 seasons are there, hot, hotter and hottest. For example, we pride in having 6 seasons. Our classics, go great length in discussing the beauties of 6 seasons in India. In between the 4 seasons or 3 seasons that are there in the West, we have more seasons which come with nuances, including from romance to separation and reunion and those things. Because unless you pour human feelings in the nature doesn't become interesting. So smart city has to come, and it has to sort of harmonize with the people's lives. It's not something that you have a model built, sitting in Cleveland. That model has to be then taken to India. It has to, go well with the soil, with the environment, with the water. And that's how a smart city will come. Also the culture of it.